there are going to be some extremely ugly phases, and I'm talking the worst of the worst phases that actually attribute to your final glow up masterpiece. Think about an artist. Let's use an artist for example. Think about how an artist creates their art. They go through a ton of paper, a ton of canvases. They're breaking pencils and whatever else they use. They are going through a whole lot before they finally get that one masterpiece, that masterpiece that ends up selling for about 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, a million. I don't know. But I want you to think about how long it takes to create a masterpiece. There are going to be a lot of errors in this process. And honestly, we would be fools to think that anything that we go through is going to be error-free. That's foolish thinking. So when we think about creating our masterpiece as far as our glow-up journey, the errors and the problems that you're going to experience in creating the masterpiece, you are the masterpiece that you're going to create. You're going to become a version of yourself that is totally opposite from what you once were. So that is the masterpiece that you're working on every day to create. The biggest problem that you're going to face in creating your new version, your new masterpiece, is the internal battle that you're going to start having at certain points of the journey. The internal battle that has ensued is because you have at some point let your barriers get weakened. It's the mental barrier that we keep allowing to be weakened. So why do this video? Why do this video about acknowledging the funk that happens in the glow up journey? Because I have just recently pulled myself out of a funk. I went through this process of really trying to pull myself out of this funk, trying to understand why I was in such a funk in the first place. And I was like, you know what? I am going to do a video about that because I feel like there are so many people right now just going through it. Life is hard for everybody. And I just wanted to put this video out here to show you guys, first and foremost, I am right there with you. But I also wanted to just give you some encouragement because we have some glowing up to do. We have some mental glowing up to do. Yes, we have physical, but like I said, more so, we have a lot of mental glowing up to do. And we have to know how to fight these battles when they arise. We have to know how to pull ourselves out of the bed on those days that we just don't want to get out of the bed. So that is what we are focusing on today. If you are new here, my name is Tony and I make a lot of content centered around self-growth, the mindset, just an overall personal development. I do the cutesy stuff. I do the makeup and the glam and all of that on my short form platforms. Links are down below. But just like I said, here on YouTube, I love to keep the conversation centered around just that personal development. I definitely always put the timestamps on the video just in case you don't want to hear me run my mouth for, 15, 20, 25 minutes. But again, it's there. And you can also save that if you want to come back. So let's go ahead and jump into the conversation. What causes us to fall off? Or better yet, what causes our barrier to be weakened? So remember, I said it's that mental barrier that we always have to keep locked and guarded. What is it? Or what is triggering us that makes us pull our barrier down? What makes us like unlock the gate and allow our walls to be lowered to where ideas start seeping in? That is the thing that we want to be careful of. So one that I thought about in particular, and I'll elaborate just a little bit. Like I said, I don't want this to be a super long video, but one reason that causes a lot of us to fall off track or allow that mental barrier to be weakened is because we allow others' success to drown out our own progress. Comparison is something that we all experience. Some of us experience a little bit more than others. Comparison is something that you really have to set a high intention on to fight it out of your life. Like you really have to fight it until it completely exits your life. The reason that I gave that example is because I told you guys a little earlier in the summer, I was prioritizing my YouTube. The biggest You know, the biggest thing for me at this stage of my life is my self-growth, is me glowing up, is me becoming that better version of myself. I don't want to be a jealous person. I don't want to be an anxious person. I don't want to be a person who lives her life in fear. I don't want to be that person. So when I started pouring into my YouTube, I was pouring literally everything I had, because this is exactly what I'm going through in my life right now. Well, about a month and a half ago, I made the decision to get back pretty much full time on Instagram and on TikTok. Somebody's calling me. It's my mom. 1 second. Hello? About a month and a half ago, I made the decision to get back on Instagram and TikTok pretty much full time. I'm like, you know, I gotta hustle. Y'all know how it is out here right now. It is rough out here for so many people. Living life has never been this expensive. It has never costed this much to try to buy a house. It has never costed this much to buy groceries to put in your household for you and your family to consume. It has never been like this. So in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Social media is my hustle. Like, that is my side hustle. So if I'm gonna hustle, I'm going to put my 1000% efforts into it on every single platform that I'm doing, because I need the money, baby. I'm going where the money resides. That's how I was thinking in my head. So I just put myself in the overdrive. I was like, every day, like, just pushing content. Every day I was filming. And honestly, that's a lot of the reason why I have not put 2 videos out here since July, August, because I was like, I have to pour more into these short form platforms, because short form platforms are, they popping right now. That's where you get a lot of collabs and this and that. So anyway, like I said, I don't want to ramble on too long, but I started pouring more of myself there. Well, I allowed my mental barrier to be weakened, because as soon as I started getting on there consistently, I found myself slowly creeping back into the mindset of, well, I've posted for 30 days, nothing has happened. This person said that they posted 21 days and they gained like 3,000 followers. I posted 30 days straight and I gained maybe 20. Then I'm posting every day. I had a video hit like 18K, 3,500, 4,500. And then I post one day and it drops all the way down to 107 views. Y'all, social media is, I'm telling y'all, I have a love-hate relationship with social media so bad. Anyway, I allowed myself to be weakened. I did not catch myself in the moments that I really needed to. So all of those little moments were triggers for me. And those triggers finally just made me snap one day. I started allowing other people's success to drown out all of the progress I had made. I was proud of myself for posting every day. I was proud of myself for really like doing my hustle 1000%. I had never done that, especially not on all 3 platforms. I was just getting it every day. But as soon as I paid attention to somebody else's success, I immediately forgot everything that I did. I forgot all of the progress that I had made personally. So this is something that you want to be mindful of. This is a trigger. Comparison is a trigger. And if you do not catch it as soon as it happens, you will find yourself going down these rabbit holes of being like, oh, well, I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough. You guys, I watched Inside Out 2 the other day with my kids and I almost cried, because at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie, anxiety was trying to take over. I can't remember her name. Was her name Riley? I think it was Riley. Anxiety was trying to take over Riley and telling her she wasn't good enough. So she had to do all of these things to be better. And I literally was in tears, because I'm like, this is me. Like, anxiety right now is trying to take over my life. And then I have to fight through every day. Like, oh my gosh, I got to be better. I got to do better. I got to do more. And I don't know, watch that movie if y'all haven't. But anyway, you have to catch it. You have to be in tune enough with yourself to be able to say, look here, this is not me. So I don't know what emotion is out of whack right now, but we need to get it together, because this is not me. I'm not somebody who compares myself. I'm somebody who appreciates every step of my journey. I'm somebody who appreciates every single thing that I have to go through, because every single thing that I have to go through is going to make me stronger for who I'm supposed to be down the line. Hey girl, hey, it's Editing Tony here. So I just wanted to plug in another little snippet. I know I only gave the one example as far as what could trigger us, and I did that on purpose because I wasn't trying to have a 45-minute, hour-long video. Honestly, today, I just jumped in. I wrote down a few notes, but I really went off the dome because I just felt like I really needed to get some things off of my chest. But I did want to elaborate on something. Obviously, comparison is always going to be a big thing for us that can trigger some deeper rooted issues. But there is something that I feel like everybody is experiencing right now, and it's finances. Finances can be a big trigger for people, especially when they feel like they're not where they want to be in life. But look at the economy, you guys. And I don't know where this will go in the video if I'll talk a little bit more, but look at the economy. Look at how expensive things are. Look at how much it costs to just simply exist anymore. And that is something that is weighing heavy on everybody at this point. It's almost like you have to have a part-time job and an extra part-time job just to survive. So when I said on the video that I was trying to go where the money reside, and that's why I just push myself so hard on my social media side hustle, because that's quick money. And I'm like, I need quick money. I need to be able to take care of these kids. Like, I don't know about you, but I have 3 sons, and my sons eat me out of house and home. Every day I'm going to the grocery store. Every day I feel like we have a trash can full of food that has just been eaten. They're growing. I'm not going to stop my kids from eating. What am I going to do? I'm going to go out there and hustle. What's my husband going to do? He's going to go out there and hustle. We're doing the best that we can. But everybody is feeling the pressure of finances right now. And it is triggering some deeper rooted issues. Like I said, for me, it's triggering the fact that I'm not where I want to be financially. I'm not where I want to be, household wise. I want a bigger house. I need more space. I need this. I need that. I'm trying to pay off some debt. So again, everybody is kind of feeling the pressure of finances right now. And I just wanted to come on here and say, even though, yes, it's still going to be a trigger, we have to find some kind of ways with managing our feelings when it comes to our finances. Finances are it's just something that's just going to take some time, honestly. And we can't become overly consumed with it. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, yesterday, I had to spend $1,000 getting tires on my truck. Now, obviously, yes, anybody who has a vehicle knows that that vehicle is going to have maintenance done. Fully understand that. But I was already having feelings about my finances. I was already having feelings about, oh my gosh, I don't have the job that I want. I've been applying. I can't find a job. My social media stuff hasn't taken off, blah, blah, blah. So when you're already spiraling down a rabbit hole and then something else is added, the tires just sent me over the moon. But again, like I said, I have to remind myself, just like I want you guys to remind yourself, the finances, everybody's going through it. Like, I don't care if you're somebody who does have, maybe a bigger bank account, you don't have kids, you just have to take care of yourself. Everybody in some way is still saving, or they're still trying to monitor the amount of money they're spending. So I just wanted to jump in here and say that again. We really could elaborate more, and comment down below if you guys do want me to elaborate more on just the different things that can trigger us. And like I said, weaken that mind barrier that we have, that mindset barrier. If you want me to go a little more in depth and come up with like a lot more reasons that trigger us, leave that comment down below, and I definitely will do that for you guys. But like I said, today, I just wanted to keep it a little short and sweet. So that is all I have. I'm done rambling. Back to the video. The best way to pull yourself out of a funk is to get to the root cause. So even though, yes, we might have triggers that make us go off, they set us off, right? These triggers are in place because there's something deeper that's bothering you. Maybe something that you've dealt with, but maybe it kind of creeps back in every so often. Maybe you're not acknowledging it enough to stay on top of it, but there's always going to be something deeper than what the triggers are. The triggers are just the ones that kind of set off that first round of firecrackers, right? Like, it might set off the little sparklers or something like that. The root of the issue, that's like that's the night show. Okay. That's the one thing that is just going to set you off. When we're thinking about pulling ourselves out of a funk, what could be some of those deeper issues that we're dealing with? There is one in particular that gets the best of me, and it gets the best of me a lot because out of everything that is going on in my life, it always resorts back to this one thing, and that thing is feeling stagnant. The comparison is really nothing, but the comparison is connected to a deeper rooted issue within myself, which is me feeling like I have not gotten anywhere in my life. And feeling like I'm on the hamster wheel and that mug is just spinning and spinning and spinning. I know I can laugh about it right now because yesterday, I'm telling you, I had to really go through it, and I'll talk about that in a moment, but I can laugh about this now because I have pulled myself away from that. And I'm like, look, I can only do what I can do. If nothing has happened today, that's okay. All I know is that this is a temporary situation. So that's something that you want to repeat to yourself. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're experiencing, it is a temporary issue. It's not going to last forever. Just because something is happening right now does not mean that that is going to be your life story. It's not. I cannot stress this enough. Figure out what that deeper rooted issue is, because once you figure out what that deeper issue is, so for me, again, feeling stagnant, I've identified that. Now I can put my focus and awareness on fixing that issue. What can I do to not feel stagnant in my life? What can I do to fight this deep rooted issue off? Because once you put your awareness on that and you begin to heal that area, you can heal all the other areas in that funk. So when we're in a funk, what do we feel like? We have decreased energy. We have motivation to do nothing. You start with the negative self-talk. You start avoiding social interactions. Yesterday, I isolated myself. And honestly, I was processing, and I'll get to that in a minute on how you can get through the funk. But I was processing, but in that moment, I couldn't face my kids. I had to go in my room and shut the door and be completely isolated, because what would happen is they would come and say, "Mommy, what's wrong?" And as soon as somebody asks you what's wrong and you going through something, you already know you're gonna break down because they just asked you what was wrong, and you can't even formulate into words what's going on, but you just know I'm not okay right now. But like I said, you avoid those social interactions. You start feeling overwhelmed with your everyday tasks. Now that we have acknowledged everything that we're going through, we've acknowledged that yes, there are things such as comparison, maybe some jealousy and things like that that are triggering us, and then we've identified our root issue. How can we actually get ourselves out of the funk? So like I was telling you, there's a process that I did yesterday where I was like, you know what? I'm going to allow myself to feel every single emotion that I need to. I'm going to allow myself to feel angry. I'm going to allow myself to put the blame on somebody else, because sometimes you just want to blame somebody else, although it might not be anybody else's problem. But I went through anger. I went through blame. I went through sadness. I went through feeling defeated, because that is another big, deep rooted issue that some people may deal with. Feeling defeated is not something that I experience often, because I am just hardwired in a way that I won't accept defeat. Like, I might be defeated for that moment, but overall, I'm not going to be defeated. Like, it's just not going to happen. I'm going to figure it out. How y'all think I was able to bounce back and get on this video today? Okay, no. So after I allowed myself to process all of these emotions that I needed to get through, I said, okay, how we gonna do this, girl? How we gonna pull ourselves out? Do we need to meditate for a second? Do we need to think about another master plan? I was like, you know what? All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play some rain sounds. So I started playing some rain sounds. That is a big calming thing for me. So find something that calms you. I don't know if that's meditation, journaling, listening to rain sounds, maybe going on a walk. I don't know, but find something that you know can immediately calm you in a moment where you're feeling that anxiety, you're feeling upset, and you need something that is going to soothe you just for a moment. So I played some rain sounds. Once I played my rain sounds, I started doing some deep breathing exercises, and I told myself and kept repeating to myself, you are enough. You are enough. Regardless of what is going on, regardless of everything you may be experiencing, you are enough. just as you are. You don't need to look different, act different, be different. You are enough as you are. So like I said, I'm listening to my sounds, I'm deep breathing, and I'm telling myself this internally, and I feel myself calming down. Like, you ever feel like you can actually feel the pressure build up within yourself, and then you go through a moment and you can literally just feel it like leaving your body, leaving your existence. That's how I felt yesterday. So after I did that, I actually, second thing that you can do, and I did this in that moment, but second thing, the other day when I noticed like I'm off, something's not right, I immediately bought a new gratitude journal. Now, the 5-minute journal, I really wanted that, but I was not going to spend $28. How about I found on Amazon the same book? It's called The Gratitude Journal. Same book, literally same layout. Girl, that book was $9.99. Okay. So I bought another journal, and I've been dedicating myself every day to journaling since I noticed I was a little off. So yesterday, after I calmed myself down, I knew that I needed to do my evening journaling on my my little page. So I'm like, okay, let me do that. Let me just really pour into this journal and let me sit. And that is what I did. Allow yourself to go through every emotion that you need to. Really just feel the feels in that moment so that you can feel it and get past it. We have to be able to pull ourselves out of it. Even if you can pull yourself out a little bit and allow your mind to process a little bit better than it has been, that can help, because then every day you're going to make a slow, gradual turn. Like, okay, I'm pulling myself out. I'm getting back to my old ways. I'm getting back to me. And that's what's most important. Breathing exercises, meditation. You guys all know this. Walking, going for a jog. Somebody's calling me. It's my husband. He don't want nothing. But going through those, setting smaller goals, and stop expecting a major win every single day. You don't have to lower your expectations. Obviously, if you have goals in place, keep those goals. I still have my same goals in place from creating my tactical plan back in the summertime. But sometimes I notice I put a little pressure on myself, and I think that I'm supposed to have a big moment frequently. The big moments don't happen frequently. So you have to find happiness in those smaller moments that you have. Again, getting back to your tactical plan, making sure that you're acknowledging that being in a funk is not part of your plan. I had to tell myself, this isn't part of your 6-month tactical plan. This isn't part of you getting your 100K YouTube plaque. I know it's shiny, you see it. It's not a part of that. It's not a part of your weight loss journey. It's not a part of your spiritual journey. It's not a part of you building your finances. Being in a funk is nowhere on my vision board. So you have to remind yourself of that. And that's why it's so important to catch yourself in these moments before you actually fall into just a real bad funk. Another thing that I want you to do is incorporate and add some more breathable moments, whether that be some lunch dates with your girlfriends, some solo days. I recently started doing my own nails. I took them off because it was long story. I'm not going to get into it, but I bought some press-ons from Amazon, and I was completely amazed. I might put in a clip from when I actually did them, but that for me, like when I did that, I felt like I was in my own little spa. I did my little manicure, I had all my stuff set up, I lit my candle, I had a whole vibe going in here. So that for me, tomorrow night will be my breathable moment, because I'm going to put them back on before the weekend, and they do last. Like I said, I popped them off for my own reasoning, but that's a breathable moment. That's me allowing myself to just breathe, do something good for myself, make sure that I feel pampered, that I feel taken care of. And lastly is to just take a mental health care day. A mental day is sick time to me. I don't care what any job says. Taking a mental day is something that should be covered under your sick time, okay? Because if you are not mentally healthy, you cannot accomplish anything in life. So I really hope that some of those tips helped as far as just getting out of that funk, getting back to yourself, getting back to your journey, because we've got a lot of mental territory to cover. I am so glad that you guys came to hang out with me today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for all the comments, the love, just everything. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. And until next time, my loves.